Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
KK Menon, Aftab Shivdasani, thanks a lot for joining us on Latestly. First of all, this question is going to be, I don't know, different one because most people are habituated with, they know what 2.0 is. But when you speak in terms of 1.5, what does that exactly mean? There's a special ops 1.5. So for the beginners, can you please break the ice with that one?
Question one answer. It just means that it will be 1.5 times more interesting.
Sorry?
I promise. This is only the 55th time we've said this.
Because people are aware about sequel and you take the story forward. But this is a new trend in a newer sort of way that you go backward and give it a fancy sort of name. So 1.5 does sound fancy.
Okay.
Does it sound fancy to you as well?
Yeah, as fancy as Latestly.
Obviously, and of course, as they said in the trailer, we know the man. We know Himmat Singh, of course. But what we do not know is his story. And you are presenting this story. Does it act as a burden? Because the first one was quite successful. Now you're going back. So tension mounts?
No. We are not that breed who have tension. हमको टेंशन देना अच्छा लगता है टेंशन लेना नहीं
लेना अच्छा
नहीं so, we don't take all those tensions. It's impossible to do a performance if you take so much of tension. See, it's like when you love something that you're doing, the interest levels are very high, and you start contributing much better. There is no stress as such, apart from waking up early in the morning from sleep. That's about it.
Like sleep.
Yeah, hope the alarm is loud enough. All that stuff. That's about it. Apart from that, I don't think it's an enjoyable experience for us.
After I still remember our last conversation when you were in London, and we're saying this. I mean, you're known for your cute face, your cuteness, and you have been constantly trying to break that mold and trying to play character that challenges your persona in real life. So coming into this one, what aspects really evolve in your head when you step into doing something as serious as this? You have done serious roles before that, but something that involves espionage, something that involves politics. Is there a special kind of preparation that you do?
Coming back to your question, you answered your own question because I did say that I did want to do something different and break the stereotype of what I look like. And I think that's a real challenge for an actor, to deconstruct himself and to reconstruct himself. And that's what I've tried to do. I mean, I can't surgically change my face, but I can try and adapt to a character and a certain body language, which makes me look convincing in what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I've done. So yes, it is challenging, but it's also excitingly challenging. I love intensity. As a person, I'm very intensive. Fortunately or unfortunately, I've been known for other kind of stuff, comedy or romance or whatever. But this is a very big aspect of my personality where sometimes you just need one character to kind of depict that, and people say, "Oh yeah, he can do this as well, or he can do that as well." So it's just that mindset, and I don't blame them because that's the kind of work that I've done as well, in the past. So I hope this kind of hits the spot, and people can see it in a different light. But in terms of preparation, it's so very well written and constructed for the actors that all we have to do is just step into it and add a bit of our flavor, to bring a certain life into the already existing brilliant writing. It might involve serious issues, but as actors, we don't look at it from that prism. We look at it purely in terms of a character, what we're supposed to depict as the character, and then the show and the story speaks for itself. We don't really think so far ahead about so many things because that happens on the writing stage. That doesn't happen on the performing stage. So we don't really look at it that far ahead. We do what we're supposed to do in that moment and work around the parameters of what's been given to us. It's special to be part of this show. The word special is actually synonymous with this show. So just to be part of it, and like everybody else, I was a fan of the show when it came on in 2020. And I'm just very grateful to be part of 1.5. This fascinating word that you said, 1.5.
Indeed. And when we talk about Himmat Singh, of course, the distinct arc that you see even in the story. But now we are going backward. As an actor, one prepares to know the story as well as the background of an actor, his history, his space dynamics, etc. KK Menon, you are literally living your history in this one. So what was it like? I mean, preparing for it, knowing the backstory, and living it as well.
Backstory, of course, was given to me. None of that happened in my life, so it's not a.
He's not really living his life.
So as usual, I'm living Himmat Singh. Yeah. So but I used it. I used the same pattern of my preparation, the same way I do for anything else. For me, that was a character that needed to be performed, and that's what I did. And I just kept in mind that that person that I'm playing in the audience's mind, the audience should feel that yes, this guy could later on become the Himmat that we have seen. You know, so that also needed to be kept. It's not a completely different person. So yeah, the youthfulness, youthful spirit, the impulsiveness, the things like that. At the same time, keeping him intelligent, because when he grows older, intelligence becomes wisdom. So to keep that little line intact, all that stuff one took care of. Apart from that, I just played myself.
Okay. Okay. And of course, your director.
Because latestly, I said, apart from that, I just played myself.
You just played yourself. Okay.
That's like a hidden
yeah.
nice one in there, just throw it in there.
Yeah. So we had to do a lot of
nice plug-in, I must say. Thank you for
that. A lot of stuff for the older Himmat. We had to do a lot of touch up and all the posts work for the older Himmat.
Basically, he looks like this. He didn't need any sort of VFX for the younger one. Just making it clear. Yeah. Just spelling it out.
Young at absolutely at his heart, as he was saying in the first interview, the previous interview. Yeah. But of course, your director Neeraj Pandey is known for certain motive. He knows for tackling a story in a certain way. He keeps the narrative taut. He's known for taking the narrative in different locations, different locales, and therefore propelling the drama in a manner that only he can. What is your take? How do you see him as a filmmaker, both of you?
See, one unique thing about Neeraj is that what he ultimately gives you as an actor, in terms of the script or whatever, is a very distilled product. It's never, he himself has kind of filtered it a number of times and really distilled it. So the answers to anything that you ask is there already. So, as an actor, you have many questions, you have many things that you want to ask. But most of it is already answered the moment you have that script in your hand. And number two is his sense of humor. You have no idea where it's going to come and how it's going to come. Number three is the kind of screenplay that he juggles around, from one to the other. So all these are traits which I don't think can be only learned. It has to be bestowed on you. So I think he's very natural in that sense, because it's already blessed with that ability to write in that fashion and to make it so complete in itself that all you need to do is just adapt it as an actor and perform it. So, and secondly, even while performance, whether it's Neeraj or Shivam, they know when you're bullshitting, okay, as an actor, they know. I mean, it's there in their eyes. They know. So for you, it becomes simpler, because then you let them be and decide. There is nothing that you need to really think about. Is it right? Is it wrong? Am I going in the right direction? Nothing like that, because they are there to handle it. So all you need to do is just immerse yourself in what you're doing and play it as truthfully as possible. And they will let you know if something is going wrong. So you are in very safe hands in that sense, and that's a luxury which I seldom have in my whole career. There are a lot of times that I have to really sambhalo, as you call it, something that is going astray, and then you use your own thing, and so that kind of extra labor is not there when you're working with. Sure.
Aftab, as I said in my intro, we know the man, we do not know his story. We are going to know his story. But we know the solid characteristic, the element this man is in. And the people around him are so completely different. They are characteristically, dramatically different. in terms of their expertise and their skills, and yet he leads them from the front. What your character is going to look like in this one, how your characteristics are going to be absolutely dramatic from those that we have seen in the earlier part.
Oh, well, obviously, for starters, it's a different story, right? You're dwelling into the past. So, I mean, it's evident that these are all the things that made the man. This is what made him who he was or who he is in today's day and age. So, all of those instances and experiences, like he said, converted the intelligence into wisdom. So I'm part of those experiences. I can't tell you too much about them because that will kind of give it away as to what I'm doing. But I have, everybody involved in his past has made him, the fragments. They've made him the person that you saw in the first season, and obviously you'll see that as well. So it's difficult to encapsulate and tell you that this is what I am doing and that's how I contributed to him or the storytelling. But I can tell you it's very exciting and it's very interesting at the same time. And I'm hoping that it will surprise and it will create it'll do this job of adding to what made Himmat the Himmat that we know. And that's the whole essence of everybody participating in 1.5.
And as you said, that your filmmaker is known for his subtle humor as well. He is not all that serious as one would think. Himmat Singh, just like that, is also vulnerable and humorous in the truest sense of the word. When he's at home, he's a completely different man. He's vulnerable, his humorous side shows. Uh, what was it like? I mean, playing those different characteristic, those different persona. One who's in total control, in charge, but when he is home, there you go. He is vulnerable.
It was fun doing it. Basically, all I can say as an actor, it was great fun doing it because it was written in that fashion. And once you have the writing intact, you just need to have fun with this. And that's Neeraj's favorite line. Always tells me, "Have fun with it."
Yeah.
So that's what it said. So I literally had fun doing both the kind of people that Himmat is outside and at home. I quite enjoyed it, and then that's how I think an actor's life you get to live a person without carrying the baggage of that person, and I completely enjoyed it.
My last question. Having worked in the industry for so many years, varied characters, different roles, different movies, different stories, what exactly fuels your choices these days vis-a-vis the platforms that are opening up and going so expansive, so wide the world over? I'm talking about OTT and the kind of roles and the experimentation that is going on in terms of storytelling, both on parts of director as well as the actors.
I guess for us as actors, it still remains the same. The medium doesn't make a difference. You're not going to act less or more because you're on OTT or cinema, whatever. So you got to do the performances, whatever camera it is, and so as long as you're consistent in whatever you're doing, I think that's the key. The mediums might change, everything might become different. Tomorrow it might become 3D or virtual. So does that mean that it doesn't, we can't see the end and then decide ourselves. That's not the job of an actor. You need to think inside out. The moment you are inside out, everything falls in place because then you're consistent about what you feel and have a little bit of integrity towards your craft and your art. That's all is the addition to it. So as far as possible, be internal, be integral, have integrity to it, and just be honest with whatever you're doing. That's it. The rest will take care of itself. You might be blown up into a 70 you might be on a mobile phone. Doesn't really matter. You need to just do your act well. That's it.
Aftab?
I subscribe to that. I think it's a very fair way of looking at it as actors because, like you said, there are more opportunities now. But also, what it gives the actor that much more freedom to express. Because what you perhaps couldn't do on film in all these years, you can now do on OTT. But yeah, we don't really look at it from that prism as well. We try to be sincere in what we're doing and pick up what really excites us, and then of course do it. Because there are great opportunities out there, and you just got to pick up the right ones that challenge you as an actor, and extend your creative boundaries as well. And as long as you're honest and true to what you're doing, it excites you. You just keep working. Obviously, We perhaps don't come from that breed of actors who like to just pick up anything and do it just for the sake of anything else other than creative satisfaction. I think that would be dishonesty. But I think doing stuff that excites you and keeps the ball rolling, makes you happy at the end of the day, that is what we live for. Rest is all external factors. But this is what as actors really excites us. So, like you said, not really looking at the medium, just looking at doing good work, being consistent, being honest, and I think growing each day as an actor and as a person.
Started with the original story, special ops, moving forward, or rather going backward 1.5, and hopefully 2.0 is right around the corner. Given the reaction and the appreciation you guys.
How about 1.75?
Oh, 1.5.
There we go.
Or 1.25?
Who knows? Who knows? Aftab wants to tell his story. There we go.
1.55.
Before we approach 2.0. Thank you so much for your time.
With Neeraj sir, you can never expect anything.
You never know.
That's
You never
just
know.
not assume. Yeah.
You never know. Thanks a lot, guys, for your time. All the best.
Thank you, brother. Take care. Thank you.
Take care.